Yo, hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're having an amazing new week. Currently, it is Monday, the trading week has just started, and let's get right into the charts as Bitcoin right now has pushed up to that weekly pivot. As you can see, that new weekly pivot for this week and new levels. Basically, we have had a perfect reaction from the lows right here, bouncing perfectly from the weekly S1 at 107.2k, and we have had a nice push to the upside of around 2.2%, as you can see, and Bitcoin is still not looking the strongest right here. If we go on a hard time frame, you can see basically right now we have broken down of our range that we are previously trading in. If you this range, this is exactly the range I mean, and right now we have gone back into that previous range. As you can see, basically we are trading below the value area high of the previous range, and we are bouncing from the point of control, basically where most of the volume sits at around 107k, is a very key level, and the next very key level for Bitcoin is sitting at 104.6k. Basically, this is where I am expecting the price to see some kind of a reaction. And basically, if we do not see a reaction at those price levels, basically we are getting a nice reaction right now from the POC, but it is not looking the strongest. As you can see, it has already been tested 3 times, and as you know, the more times a support and resistance they get tested, the more time, the weaker they become. So right now we either bounce from here, or potentially we are going to break lower from those levels. What I mean is, basically you can see on this chart I have some other indicators put up. I have basically marked all the bottoms right here, all the key levels, not the bottoms, all the key levels that where I am expecting Bitcoin to potentially find a bottom. Basically 98k and 105 to 104k is a very key zone. Firstly, I am expecting the price to drop to around here, and if we do not find a stronger reaction and break this high right here, for example, something like this, then my next scenario would be a push down to 98k basically for Bitcoin, which would be this previous week right here, and this low which has not been swept yet. Excuse me, which has not been swept yet. As you can see, 98k, there's still a lot of liquidity sitting right here waiting to be taken out. If we go on a hard time frame, let me just make it like this so you can see better. Now on a hard time frame, our RSI momentum still not touching that 30 line and not oversold yet on the daily like we were right here, so we cannot go for a bottom out on Bitcoin yet. As I said, in my opinion, this is going to take some time to play out. During the new month of September, basically what I am expecting for September is for September to be bearish, and potentially half of the, or the first week and a half of October would be bearish also, and then we need to potentially create a week like we did right here, a very strong liquidation grab before we can continue further up. And in my opinion, this bottom out for Bitcoin would be sitting right here at the 0618 Fibonacci level. This is basically pulled from the bottom that we had at 74.4k and from the current all-time high that we have made at $124,000 for Bitcoin. And as you can see, the perfect golden Fibonacci retracement is sitting at $93,500 for Bitcoin, which is where I am expecting for us to potentially bottom out at exactly this level. Now it not might be perfect, we might slightly front run this level, we might bounce from 96 or 95k, and then we can get that reversal, or we might even just bounce from this $98,000 level, basically, as you can see. Excuse me, from this level, which I am expecting to see some kind of a stronger reaction if we get down there, since we've yet to get down here. Basically, Bitcoin still is still showing some kind of strength, and it is not dumping very hard. As you can see, this has just been a slow bleed move to the downside, basically. So in my opinion, we still have some time to consider a potential bullish bottom out at 105 to 104k, or as I said, the worst case scenario would be $93,000 in my opinion for this correction for Bitcoin. Now, if we look at Ethereum, Ethereum is currently rejecting, if we go on a lower time frame, currently rejecting from the weekly pivot, and is right now pushing to the downside. We are from the all-time high that we made. We had around 14% of a correction, but Ethereum has not yet broken this key 4-yearly resistance right here. Let me show you on the weekly what I mean. Ethereum has not broken yet this 4-yearly resistance that is right now will be acting as support if price starts dropping further down, as you can see, basically to that level, which is where also our weekly S3 is sitting. So maybe it is possible, if Bitcoin starts dropping faster, that Ethereum may do something like this before finding that very strong support. And this is a strong support, since this has been a resistance for 4 years, guys. This has been resistance from 2021. Right now we are 2025, almost 2026. So basically almost 4.5 years of resistance, which has been broken. I am expecting it, if we reach it, to be acting as a very strong support for the price of Ethereum. Now the stock market is currently on holiday, so currently we have not had a NY open session. Basically, we are just having the CME future markets open, basically, and the stock market on the CME future charts, as you can see, is not having much of a movement today, since basically the stock markets, they are closed, as you know, so not much of a move to be expected for today. Basically just ranging sideways, but it is not dropping to the downside, which is very good. We want to see that in order for Bitcoin to also keep pushing hard. We absolutely do not want to see the stock market start dropping down. We also want to see the Bitcoin dominance, if we look on the weekly, still to keep dropping. Right now we are having a basically 2 bullish candles for the Bitcoin dominance, but we have also had those right here, and then it has started, it began dropping further. So basically maybe we get some kind of a relief up to 59.2%, and then it might start dropping again. So this is what we want to see for the Bitcoin dominance, in order for the altcoins to continue pushing hard. Basically for Ethereum, for Solana still trading above this range. Sui currently dropping below the POC. Hype is also trading at the POC. Basically all the altcoins right now, they are where most of the action has happened, and they are trying to find support right here. Only XRP is currently trading below its value area low right here, and below the weekly pivot, and it is actually approaching the value area high of this previous range, which, as you can see, has acted as resistance before breaking out. So it is very possible that we see some kind of a reaction. Basically we might see XRP bottom out right here potentially. If it rejects and start dropping further, we might even see XRP all the way down to the POC at $2.20 basically. That would also be, in my opinion, a good opportunity for to buy XRP, since right now over $2 it is a bit expensive, so if we manage to get down here, that would be a good buy opportunity. Also, the liquidation heat map for Bitcoin. Liquidity is starting to pile up on the top side. As you can see, we are getting more and more short liquidation sitting on top. So once this downtrend ends, I am expecting a very massive and large move to the upside to basically take out of this liquidity that's sitting on the upside. The fear and greed index, we are back once again in that fear zone. And as I said, if Bitcoin starts breaking down lower, we might even drop all the way down to potentially like 20 or something, basically at the border of extreme fear. This is what I am expecting. And yes guys, that would be it for today's update video. I hope you liked it, subscribe for my channel, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.